Ready? Start. There is yet another argument raised by the learned counsel about the witness Kailash turning hostile as noted above, and it does not surprise us that a witness has turned hostile who could have corroborated the entire episode, but the same does not make any difference in as much as one of the other witnesses, Raju, named in the FIR, was also not produced. Learned counsel for the appellant stressed that this also further adds to a serious doubt about the presence of the eyewitness, and there is no explanation as to why Raju was not produced. In our opinion, non-production of a nominated witness does not amount to a proof that the incident is false. The defense on behalf of the appellant did not bring on record any such witness that may add to the theory of reasonable doubt that is sought to be advanced by the learned counsel for the appellant. After having exhausted the arguments on the merits of the appeal, both the learned counsel appearing for the accused appellants virtually narrowed down their submissions on the question of sentence. Accordingly, the nub of the appeal in hand is the quantum of sentence which is liable to be awarded to the accused appellants. In order to answer the question regarding the quantum of sentence which is liable to be enforced against the accused appellants, looking into the nature of the criminality committed by them, it will be prudent to discuss in brief the meaning and impact of the words knowledge and intention in relation to section 304 part 1 as well as part 2 IPC. We have come across judgments relating to the interpretation of the words knowledge and intention and the distinction between the two while proceeding to consider the sentencing of the convicts by the trial court and the assessment of the evidence in order to appreciate the argument on behalf of the appellants that the appellants deserve a lesser sentence in terms of section 304 of the Indian Penal Code. There are a large number of cases that are available on the issue, but in order to mention a few that meet the point, we begin with the judgment in the case of Hari Singh and another versus State of Haryana 2008 SCC 753. As to understand the distinction referred to above, the relevant paragraphs of the said judgments are paragraph numbers 26 to 30. The essence of the said paragraphs contained within its fold reflects that intention is a conscious state of the mind coupled with an aroused activity for the purpose of achieving a preconceived and resulting in the conduct of the person so as to bring about a certain result. However, such an intention may not necessarily be premeditated, whereas mere knowledge, in contrast to intention, signifies a mental state of realization pertaining to the awareness of certain facts, but at the same time without reflection of an active faculty so as to achieve a determined end.